she peeked in the trash for treasures to add to her engineer's stash. And late at night, Rosie rolled up her sleeves and built in her hideaway under the eaves. So what did she go and do?
She dug through the garbage to find stuff.
Yes, she went. And what did she call those things in the garbage? Treasures. Do y'all treasure things that are in the trash can?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Alone in her attic, the moon high above, dear Rosie made gadgets and gizmos she loved. And when she grew sleepy, she hid in her machines far under the bed where they'd never be seen. So what did she do with her stuff when she got sleepy?
She hid it under her bed.
She hid it under her bed, yes.
Ew.
Gotta make sure they find them.
That can make roaches.
Yes. When Rosie was young, she had not been so shy. She worked with her hair sweeping over one eye and made fine inventions for uncles and aunts, a hot dog dispenser and helium pants.
It's a balloon.
Maybe one of y'all can make some helium pants for all of us.
I will.
Okay. The uncle she loved most was zookeeper Fred. Make sure you're paying attention. She made him a hat to keep snakes off his head, from parts of a fan and some cheddar cheese spray, which everyone knows keeps the pythons away. So she is making things with food.
The python. Okay. I will eat it. I'm thirsty. From the garbage can. From the garbage.
And when it was finished, young Rosie was proud, but Fred slapped his knee and he chuckled out loud. He laughed till he wheezed and his eyes filled with tears, all to the horror of Rosie Revere, who stood there embarrassed, perplexed, and dismayed. She looked at the cheese hat and then looked away. I love it, Fred hooted. Oh, truly I do. But Rosie Revere knew that could not be true. She stuck the cheese hat on the back of her shelf, and after that day, kept her dreams to herself.
That was just mean.
So what happened?
He pretended that he liked the cheese hat,
Yes.
but he didn't. And he was laughing.
Yes. And that's how it went until one autumn day, her oldest relation showed up for a stay. Her great-great-aunt Rose was a true dynamo who worked building airplanes a long time ago. She told Rosie tales of the things she had done and goals she had checked off her list one by one. She gave us that smile as she looked to the sky. The only thrill left on my list is to fly. But time never lingers as long as it seems. I'll chalk that one up to an old lady's dreams. So who showed up?
Her grandma.
A great-great-aunt Rose.
Oh.
And what did Rose want to do?
Fly.
Fly. Yes, she wanted to fly. That was her last dream, she said. That night, as Rosie lay wide-eyed in bed, a daring idea crept into her head. Could she build a gizmo to help her aunt fly? She looked at the cheese hat and said, no, not I. But questions are tricky and some hold on tight, and this one kept Rosie awake through the night. So when dawn approached and red streaks lit the sky, young Rosie knew just how to make her aunt fly. So what is Rosie about to do?
Make her aunt fly.
Yes. How do y'all think she's going to do it?
Build an airplane. She's gonna get feathers and put them on and attach them to a jet.
So we're going to do a thumbs up, thumbs down game, okay? So if I'm going to read it, and you're going to put a thumbs up if it is a strong introduction, if it really would catch my attention. Or I want you to put a thumbs down if you think that I wouldn't keep reading, okay? So let's look at this first one up here. I'm going to tell you about the time I broke my hand. We got a little bit of both. I think they could have made this a little bit interesting. How do you think they could have made this a stronger one?
They could say, a time that I broke my hand was.
Let's see. What do you think? Yeah.
I broke my hand really bad and it hurt.
Yeah. What if they told me what happened? Like, say they fell down off the playground and they put tipping over the side of my playground or falling off the top of my playground. Because then I'm going to be like, okay, what happened? Like, why did you fall off? What happened from that? So I think they could have just told us what happened, that vivid imagery or a quote. They could have put like like they're falling, and then you're like, okay, so that would have been an onomatopoeia. What do you got? What do you think? You want to look at the next one? Okay, let's do it. So whoosh, the sound of huge waves crashed all around me as I swam out into the ocean. Yes, I think that is really good. They use an onomatopoeia. They use vivid imagery. We can just see the huge waves crashing down. Let's look at the next one. Once upon a time, I ate the state's spiciest chicken wing. Boo. What did they use that we just said we will never use? Yes.
That's for fairy tales.
Yes. Not our narrative personals, okay, or our personal narratives. Okay, have you ever touched a wild animal? I once reached into a tank and touched a shark.
That makes me
Yes, make sure you're participating. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yes, that one's really good. And they started with a question to make us think about something. This is my story about the time my dad came to my school.
Now every dad comes to school.
Boo. Yes. We don't start with this is my story, okay? Let's look at a few more. Bright skies, green grass, fresh breeze, delicious food. This was the best picnic ever.
Yes. That was pretty nice.
Yeah. I like that. When they used vivid imagery, I would think we can think about the skies, the food, the grass. One time I went sled riding.
No.
Why is that bad?
Because it doesn't. It's short and it says one time I
Yes.
went sled riding. That's just
That's our number one rule. No one time, okay? You can't use once time.
Sled riding in Alaska.
Yes. So you could put in Alaska going down the slopes. That catches my attention. Yeah, okay, let's look at this one. Watch out for that hill, Mom yelled as as my bike rode straight towards a steep hill. Yes. Yes, because you're like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen after he goes up to that hill? Alrighty, here are my secret events describing my first day at puppy class with Fido.
That would get me.
No.
It's
I think,
kind of book.
yeah, what if they started with something that said like a quote like sit, go down, lay down? What if they started with something like that? Because aren't you going to like, okay, who are they telling to sit? You know? Fido. Alrighty, let's look at this one. It says crash. That's all I heard after my skateboard ran straight into my neighbor's trash can.
Did he fall or something?
Yeah, I would say that one's a good one. They started with an onomatopoeia. If I started reading something, it started with the word crash. Well, I would keep reading because I got to know what happened. What crashed?
Him.
Yes, let's look at these. It says, I'm going to share about the time I fed a giraffe.
Everyone fed a giraffe.
Boo. They broke rule number, well, they almost broke rule number 1, but they did. Have you got a new pet? You could put if you have younger siblings, if you went to a football game, if you were at a football game, if you had practice for a sport. Whatever you think it could be. Picky something that you like. Okay, what's up? Sorry. Good. Okay, so for the big event, you said that you didn't get to play soccer because COVID. So just put soccer games canceled due to COVID. What did you say? You put your title, which is COVID Crushed My Dreams. And then your big event would be COVID, or due to COVID, couldn't play soccer. Or no soccer games because of COVID. And then make your introduction. Okay. So I would put for your title, you could make it something like, or for your introduction, you could just start with screams. Or I heard screams everywhere because it was a haunted house. And instead of saying I went to a haunted house, you could be like, I heard screams the whole time. And then we'll be like, what? Who is screaming? Why? Yes.
As we had the ball, the quarterback threw the ball to me and I scored.
Okay, so we're going to remove some of this, okay? Because the thing is, you could put, tomorrow when we start putting what happened, you can put, first the quarterback threw you the ball, you caught the ball, you went and you ran into the end zone, you made that touchdown, and that would go right here. So up here, fourth quarter, people were cheering. You could put that. Or, Yeah, during the fourth quarter, people were cheering. That sounds good. Okay, what's up? So, no soccer games because of COVID. Okay, so for your introduction, you could start with, we practiced hard, but we never got to play.
But it wasn't really hard.
You what?
But it wasn't really hard.
Well, not that practice was hard, just that you practiced hard. You put in effort. You played hard at practice. Or you could start with like dialogue, kick the ball or something like that. You could start with what you would see, which would be describing something in detail. You could put a field with 2 goals on each end. However, I never got to play on it. Think about it. You can throw something down.
Instead of this, can I do Clank? Me and my friends got into the car, and it started to get darker and darker every minute.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Okay, let me help you.
You think this is good?
Okay, so cracks. Yes, but you cracked your phone, so whenever you cracked it, did the glass fall or did you step on it?
Yeah, when I dropped my phone, I saw glass.
Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah, good.
I had protection screen because I took off the protection screen and I saw glass coming out. And
Yeah.
my mom's getting the phone fixed today.
That's good. When you finish, you can go and set it on the Rosie Revere book. Make sure your name's on it.
Next.
We're going to do those tomorrow. And then you can get on iReady, Master Reading, whichever one you don't have done. Alright. You're good. I'll be there in just a second.
Can you read mine?
Yeah. Okay. So, we're not going to do this part yet. Okay? You don't have to do all that today because I don't want y'all to take any home. So, my bad memory. So, wait. Okay. Good. Okay. I see what you did. So, bam. A big fail. Okay. So, I want you to erase this right here because you put that up here. And I want you to write, bam, a big fail right up here. You can leave this because this part from like here down that I broke my arm would go down here. Okay? Alright, I'm coming. Okay. So, have you ever ate by the world's best? Ooh. Good. And you're done. You can put your name on it. We're going to do this tomorrow, okay? So all you